Hello, Blizzard fans! This is FalconPaladin coming to you with yet another daily Blizzard upload. This is a game between TifAeris and VampyWorm on Ruins of Seras. Alright, so this is a PvZ on a very, very large map, so I expect a large macro game. On the right side of Ruins of Seras, we have the red Zerg player. It is TifAeris. I don't know if that's like a wordplay, like TifAeris is a thing, or it's like Tiffany, who also likes Eris from mythology. I don't know. On the top left side of Ruins of Seras, we have the blue Protoss player. It is VampyWorm from Team Ascension. Team Ascension, a great organization. I've cast with them from time to time. VampyWorm is a great dude, and we'll see how he fares against this particular Zerg player. Scouting out. I love to see players scout, especially on this 4-player map. Your opponent can spawn here, can spawn here, can spawn here, can spawn here. So, I mean, if you're here, it can't spawn with you, obviously, but if you're in the bottom right, it can spawn anywhere else across the map. Close spawn positions aren't really a thing because look at this. To come down, to actually get there, you have to go all the way down there, all the way up here, cross that, up that ramp, still going down that ramp, up again, up another ramp, and then you're at your opponent's main. It doesn't look that far by air, right? You can kind of just go straight across here and you're there, but walking takes forever, so rushes are going to be really no problem regardless. And kind of a discovery I kind of made, maybe people have already known this for a long time, but by giving you extra worker count at the early part of the game, Blizzard has really nerfed the ability to rush. Because any kind of a rush depends on an SCV or a probe or a Zergling getting out across the map, right? Or units getting out across the map. And the longer that takes, like the length of time it takes to do that has been steady, but the time it takes to get up a spawning pool or a barracks or a gateway of your own to defend against it has been greatly decreased. Spawning pool coming up right now. Lings are ready to go here at the sub 2-minute mark just about. So any kind of attack you could try to do against a player in a cheesy fashion is just going to really struggle. So I mean, something where it's a cheese-only tournament, like something that Maximus Black and Nova War would do on Life's a Glitch TV, I'm not sure if that's really a possibility in Legacy of the Void. So give me your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if cheese has gone the way of the dodo or not. Of course, it's also possible that I really only try to cast long epic type games, and so I don't really see the shorter ones that come in that are just some kind of a cannon rush that succeeds. So I could be way off on this, but let me know what you've seen in your own games, what you've seen on Twitch streams, and things like that, and we'll figure this out together. Probe Scout's a little bit late. There are some Zerglings here to meet it, but I think it should be able to scout out this Roach Warren if it is fast, if it scoots its little buns over. And it does! Hooray! It dies here on the creep, because guess what? Lings are fast on creep, but it does see the Roach Warren. So that's excellent. Well played indeed. I don't think this is the patch where injects are automatic. We'll see. We'll see how these injects go on through the later parts of the game. If TifAeris is an amazing player, he could just be injecting at the perfect time. Mothership Core trying to kill the drone. No, makes an extractor. And I don't think the DPS from a Mothership Core is enough to actually kill an extractor on its own that it's building. No, it is not. So this might just finish. But Overlords are scouting again. It's a huge map. It takes a long, long time to get across here. We're walling off at the front here with gateways. VampyWorm is getting that warp gate resource. Has a defensive adept, not offensive adept, and a robo facility coming up. So alright, standard stuff coming out of VampyWorm. Could see disruptors. We already definitely do see an adept, but man, if you leave the Zerg player alone long enough, we've seen that before, right? Where the Protoss or Terran just kind of leaves Zerg alone without really harassing much at all. Zerg gets their injects perfectly. Okay, not an auto inject. Nope. Ooh, it was close though. That was really close. TifAeris is playing this well. Anyway, you let them get those injects off, you let them get that extra larva, it snowballs, and eventually you just get overwhelmed by units. So that might happen to Vampy here, but I don't know. He's playing this pretty well defensively, kind of on the 2 base. The Ling can get up through here and get a scout off. And what's he going to scout is the question. Is going to scout running away. Okay, so this is actually a lot of speedlings coming across here. Are we going to wall it off? We're going to try, but guess what? The Lings are here. Photon overcharge going down on that pylon. The Lings going into this mineral line. Can't photon overcharge the Nexus, though. Going after the Adepts. Decide not to do that either. Going up into the main, but guess what? There's a wall here as well. Ooh, more roaches coming in at the same time. Ah, that's going to hurt. Adepts are going to fall left and right. More roaches coming across the map, taking shots from these photon overcharges as Stalkers warping in as well. The Roaches trying to take down what they can before they end up dead. The Immortal, super useful here as well. Every single Roach is dead. The remaining Lings are forced to retreat. And I just don't think that did enough damage for TifAeris. If we look at the units lost tab, 7 Roaches and 18 Lings died in exchange for 3 Adepts and 2 probes. I mean, that's it. And one of the probes died back here, so 1 probe. That is not great. That's a lot of lost resources, a lot of lost drones. That's a whole nother base you could have had up and running and just didn't do the damage required to really make it worth it. So we'll have to see if TifAeris can recover from that. I think that hurt quite a bit. I keep thinking TifAeris is a girl. Maybe that Tiffany thing earlier. TifAeris is going for a lair. We're getting additional drones. Ooh, 7 drones at a time here. A couple queens, or 1 queen rather. Forge coming up for VampyWorm has what he wants. What's he doing with the Robo Facility is the question. He has an Observer, so that's good, and a Warp Prism. Alright, so going for some Warp Prism special tactics here is VampyWorm. Gateways on the way. This is fully walled off now. No more Zergling shenanigans at all. Whew! So just taking a quick break here. Man, Legacy of the Void games are intense. We're 5 minutes into it, and it just feels like this is already pretty crazy stuff. So we do have more Lings coming out, just scouting things. That Observer is going to see what it can. VampyWorm taking a 3rd base a little bit later than the Zerg 3rd base, so maybe Tiff would want to take a 4th to compensate. I don't know. The Overseer, did the Overseer see that? No, did not see the base, unfortunately for it. But comes in and does see we're still producing off the Robo Facility, and I'm not sure if you can tell that's an Observer in there or not. I really don't know if you can. Where there are Immortals, there are Stalkers. Vampy not really working on the army right now, just getting that tech up, getting a Robo Facility. Stalkers trying to take out this Overseer, running for its life. A couple more shots, and it does die. Man, they explode spectacularly. So Observer here, well placed by Vampy, just trying to see exactly what's going on, seeing the tech choices, and what are the tech choices? Oh, I was going to say, your injects are not the super best, but you know what? We're under 11 energy on that Queen at that inject, so that's really, really good. Lurker Den on the way, another Overseer on the way as well. Both players macroing up off these 3 bases. Again, I really think we need a 4th for TifAeris, but we'll have to see what they do. They're much better at StarCraft than I am, and I really shouldn't be second-guessing most of their decisions. Here we come with the Warp Prism. Adepts in the Warp Prism coming up to the main base. A bit of a harassment back here with, what, a Ling? Yeah, that's going to die, and it does. Warp Prism swinging on up into the main base, going to unload Adepts at this mineral line and warping additional ones as well. Yeah, warping in Zealots, but they're kind of trapped. Oh, they're going after this Lurker Den. Oh no, are they going to get it? They're going to try to get it. Ling's coming in trying to save, but they can't really attack any of these Zealots on the back side. Oh no, it does. Forces the cancel. The Lurker Den ends up dead. And I think at this point, maybe we just pick up and go home. But you know what? No. All of these Lings are going to die. They're dying one by one by one. They're trapped between these mineral lines. Warp Prism backs on out of there. Are this enough Hydras to actually do this? This Queen actually might die as well. But fairly good micro. But the Queen ends up dead. The Hydras trying to kill what they can. Also trying to get this Warp Prism. They do get it. Now they have to stutter step backwards and try to save themselves against these Adepts that do 23 damage per shot to the Hydras because they are considered light. You'll notice here, but using drones to hold off this attack. For ire, says the Adept as she dies, and back to work. So taking a look at the units lost tab, 11 drones died there. We also lost a Hydralisk Den that was morphing into a Lurker Den, which is bad news. Do we have another Hydra Den already? We do. We're morphing another Lurker Den already. Wow, good response there, but here comes a push. We have Stalkers, we have Adepts, we have Immortals and Disruptors coming across, setting up shop at the front door. This Observer scouting everything, sees the exact composition, and this composition of Roach Hydra really comes down to Disruptor hits. If Disruptors can use their Purification Nova, which does a ball of energy, there it is, for 2 seconds. I keep saying 9, there it is, Destruction, 4 kills there already, so 2 seconds on that Purification Nova. Where is this guy? I'm going to follow him around a little bit. 145 splash damage, an additional 55 shield damage to nearby ground units and structures. The Disruptor is immobile while this is active. So what you can try to do is kind of try to snipe down the Disruptor. So if it dies, the Purification Nova whiffs. You can also try to dodge, spread your units like this to try to avoid Purification Nova hits. I've also seen Vipers using Abduct to great effect against disruptors as well. But coming on in, stalker count looking pretty scary right now. Disruptor whiff. See what I mean? You can miss. It's only 2 seconds. It's alive. It's fast, but it's only 2 seconds. So, but just again, this is exactly where you don't want the Protoss player to be if you're a Zerg. This is super scary to be sitting here in the middle of your base, essentially in viewing distance of your hatchery. But here come the lurkers. The lurkers need to burrow now. And they do. They burrow. VampyWorm kind of stands in here and takes it and then backs out as soon as the spines start hitting observer dies. That was a nice pickup from TifAeris. And I think without an observer, yeah, Vampy needs to back out. You really can't deal with lurkers if you can't see them. And if you don't have an observer in your army, you're in a lot of trouble. Is he replacing that observer? Where is units tab? No observers on the map. Production tab shows no observers being replaced. We are going Stargate, though. Double Stargate somewhere. Here we go. 1, 2 Stargates coming out for our friend VampyWorm. Ling's holding the Zelnaga watchtowers. I like that from TifAeris. Really should take a 4th base, though. You're almost there. There it is. There's that 4th base you need. VampyWorm probably should have been expanding behind that as well. I mean, when you're sitting at the Zerg front base and they're so scared, all their units are back here defending, just take a 4th. There we go. But there's a Ling to deny it. Oh no, Pro, don't stand and fight. Why are you doing that? And boosh. 1 kill on that Predator Ling going after this pylon as well. The response is going to be a Stalker and an Immortal. Probably overkill, but in the end should be effective. So hey. So we have a Roach Hydra Lurker composition. In this particular situation, I don't know. Man, Disruptors are just good. That 150 damage, the splash damage on the Purification Nova, it one-shots Hydralisks, it one-shots Roaches, it 2-shots Lurkers, but it wounds them quite severely on that first hit. So Creep Spread again looking alright for TifAeris. There's that 5th base now. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total bases for TifAeris, trying to catch up to the 4th base that VampyWorm has going right now here at the 11-minute mark. Man, I love Legacy of the Void. In the heart of the Swarm, you don't see 4, 5 base type stuff until you're like 18 minutes in. So this is great. Whoa, that's a lot of changelings. Just pooping them in there. All right, here is a weird place to drop them because they time out and see them having to crawl across the map. They don't actually change into what they're going to change into until they're close to an enemy unit. So right now they're just disgusting and creepy, and I think we're just scouting with them. Is this what we're doing? Changeling Scout? Light Biological Summon. They have 5 hit points, so they're terrible, but they are not auto-attacked by enemy units. So I don't know which one of these is going to hit first. We're checking all the bases. Look at this, a Changeling Scout. Never seen that before. There it is. So we change into Zealots. The Zealots are just hanging out. This is something that the Protoss army does not recognize by default. You can, and they look like two, there we go. You'll notice to VampyWorm, they look just like his own Zealots. He can't see the timer, obviously. But it's a good way to scout things out. You see the Disruptor count. You see there are Void Rays now. Oh, VampyWorm recognized it. How about this one? You know that one? Yeah, Adept has 3 kills, killed all of those Changelings. Look at that, the bottom half of a Zealot, the top half of a Changeling. That's so creepy, man. Where are the rest of the Changelings? There's 1 there. There's 2 there. There's 1 there. There's 1 here. Alright, so you guys did your job, I guess. We scouted out a lot of potential bases, saw there was nothing there, but here comes VampyWorm. VampyWorm leading the way with Stalkers, with Immortals, with Adepts, and Void Rays, and Templar. Oh, Templar are so good against Roach Hydra. Alright, here it is. Can TifAeris hang on here at the 13-minute mark? Vampy is making his push, he is making his stand, he is staking his claim. What else can I say that is the same thing? He is planting his flag in the ground and saying, this is where I am, and this is where I will send out my forces to murder you, TifAeris. Sending out just a quick little Adept scout just to see what's going on. Oh, there's creep here. Is there a base up here, though, he wants to know? No, there is not. And is there a base down here he wants to know? And yes, there is. There are also some drones you could kill if you wanted to, Mr. Adept. Is the Adept going to go for it? Nope. Gonna say there's a base over here as well, throwing up some spine crawlers and some static defense. Vampy has taken his time. The longer he waits, look at this, both players are basically maxed out. TifAeris has a bunch of money in the bank, so does VampyWorm, but are the injects. Fantastic, yeah, 36 available larvae right now. Hey, and the Vipers! There we go, they're using Consume on that building, that's excellent. Where's Abduct? There it is, 75 energy, pulls target unit to the location of the Viper. Excellent. Blinding Cloud creates a cloud for 10 seconds that reduces attack range of the enemies underneath it to what? Reduces attack range. It doesn't say to what. I think it's like to 1 or 0. I don't know. And then Parasitic Bomb is really good against Vipers, or Void Rays. We'll see if that happens too. Alright, that Queen is still alive, ends up dead. Just gets zapped. The Lurkers here, though, I don't know. I think if we abducted maybe a Parasitic Bomb on all those Void Rays. Hydras are dangerous, though. They're going after those Void Rays. Backing on out. Backing on out. Are we going to abduct? Trying to? I don't know. I want to see the Vipers do something. Oh, no. Get out of there. Hydras. Bad. Bad Hydras. Bad Hydras. Bad micro. Bad Hydras. Sniping down individual creep tumors. Trying to kill what they can as well. Here is VampyWorm just going for it. Taking out individual Lurkers. Taking damage. Blinding Cloud. Feedback on the Vipers. Good concave storm, though, on top of all those Hydras. Feedback on the Overseers as well. There are still Hydralisks and Vipers on, and Lurkers on the ground here, but slowly being whittled down. All the Void Rays are now dead. The Hydras, the Lurkers, pretty good composition against the remaining Immortals and Stalkers. More and more Adepts are being warped in as well. There are a couple Lurkers here. Might want to back on out. Is Vampy going to continue to go for it? No. No, he is not. So Blinding Cloud looked like it was the spell of choice for TifAeris. Again, pretty good, but pretty dodgeable as well. But again, got rid of all the Void Rays. That's really good. I think we're going to try to take another base. Yeah, VampyWorm wants a 5th base at this point, and he might just go home. This is a lot of Hydralisks, and they are fast. Run, and Vampy does. So he did a lot of damage there. The storms were fantastic. I didn't see any Purification Nova hits, if we're honest with ourselves, but they were really good. It's +2/+2 for these Hydras. The ground units have +3/+3. +3 missile attack on the way as well for TifAeris. So trying to keep up that way with the Zerg army, but we're going no Lings at all, but Hydralisks and Lurkers, trying to do what he can. It's trying to set up a good area without losing Lurkers for no reason. There's the burrow. And a good zoning place here. So leaving 4 here, bringing a couple up here to kill this base. Man, burrowing right in there would be amazing. What's Vampy going to do about it? I don't know. He's going to lose that assimilator. I mean, you could kill this base. But the Void Rays come in. They do kill one of the Lurkers. Excellent snipe off there. Going for another one as well. And they do end up getting it. The Hydras come in, try to kill the Vipers, the Void Rays at the same time. Just burrow. Lurker, burrow like right here. This would be incredible. What is to do? I guess he doesn't see these guys transferring. Alright. So probes are dying left and right at Vampy's 4th base. He doesn't really want to go for this, but he's forced to now. Archon's in the front and then backing out. That's a lot of roaches and a lot of Hydras. Blinding Cloud. How long does that persist for? Does it actually say? 10 seconds. Okay. But I think this Nexus is going to fall. This Nexus is thankfully operational for VampyWorm. That might save him in this game, to be entirely honest. But continuing to warp in Archons or warp in Templars to create into Archons. +3 Archons are really good against Zerg. Just because they do plus damage to biological. If you look at this, 47 damage versus biological units. And that's almost enough to basically, that does 2-shot a Hydralisk. Alright, so Purification Novas. We'll see how they do. We bring in some more Overseers. Purification Nova on top of everything. Oh my gosh. 12 kills on that Disruptor. Woo! Another shot. 6 kills there. Alright. Are we just going for it? TifAeris, no, don't do that. You lost so many units. Just go kill stuff. Don't attack that army. That is dangerous as all get out. Get over here, kill this Nexus, or just run back home. I don't know. Being trapped is also bad, I think. Going after pylons and assimilators, he has cut off the income of VampyWorm quite effectively. This is up and running as well. No queens here, though. And here we come. We are trying to get rid of this army. Disruptors. Oh, actually killing their own Archons. Yikes, that is the dangerous. They do Purification Nova does do friendly damage. Did we not see that? Holy crap, we didn't even see it. TifAeris. TifAeris, no. I think that was the turning point in the game. I really do. I feel like if TifAeris had seen this and killed this and all these 23 workers, that might have been enough to turn the tide, because look at all the income. Okay, there's actually no income happening right here. Never mind. Are we going for it again? No, we're not attack moving. Run! Roach's Hydra is turning tail, running for their lives. Lurkers burrowing, trying to help the retreat. VampyWorm, I don't think he cares. He's just going for it. He's right on top of all of those lurkers, individually killing them. Feedback going down on the overseers as well. Roaches, Hydras taking direct damage, but the lurkers in the back, 2 kills, 8 kills, 2 kills there. There we go, abducting in the Void Rays. Excellent play. Very, very good indeed. The Voiders are in trouble and they back out. Man, you gotta scout this stuff. You have to. It's a huge map. You gotta send Lings out or Overlords out somewhere to see where there might be hidden bases, because right now TifAeris is feeling pretty good. This is pretty much the only base that he knows of for VampyWorm. But guess what? There's this one over here with a lot of gas and a lot of mineral income. It's not incredible, but it's enough to be the difference between VampyWorm starving to death and VampyWorm winning this game. Again, Consume going down on this hatchery. We need that Viper control for something. Abduct worked pretty well. Abducting Immortals might be nice. Abducting Void Rays good at the same time. The Void Rays do not have any attack or shield upgrades, which is weird, or plating upgrades. They do have Plasma Shields level 1, which all Protoss units share. Everybody has that Plasma Shield here. Most players don't get that at all, so I'm kind of surprised to see Vampy doing it. He has a lot of probes on this mineral field, though. There we go. Reestablishing that 4th base, but out for blood is TifAeris. Going Lurkers, going Hydralisks, going Overseers. Going to try to plant here. Be so careful. Losing 1, 2 Lurkers immediately. 3 Lurkers immediately. That's a lot of probes on the left side, just out of range of the spines here. And are we VampyWorm trying to figure out a way to deal with this? The upgrades are +3 attack, though, for these Lurkers. They do 39 damage to Armored, which is what the Stalkers are, and the Immortals. So pretty dangerous stuff. Our Disruptors are also, yeah, Armored. So this base is definitely going to fall. All these workers as well might die. Oh, Purification Nova, that's a bit of a whiff there. Coming in again, Hydras standing in, do well against this composition. All these workers are going to die, though. Or maybe not. Nope, the Hydras do actually turn around, go after those probes. The lost probe count is going to be up to about 40 when all is said and done. And yeah, about 37 there. Again, just kind of doing the dance and backing out. TifAeris says, I did enough damage, I think. I'm expanding here as well. This base just about to pop. VampyWorm going for it, taking another Nexus here as well. His income is very, very good. And he only has 33 workers, though, so maybe not as good as I thought. So heading back is TifAeris, back to the safety of the creep. The creep spread has been fairly abysmal in this game, to be entirely honest, but here we come. Stalkers in the front, Adepts as well with that +3 attack, 29 damage versus Light. Hydras only have 80 health. That's a 3-shot. A 3-shot from an Adept versus a Hydralisk. Coming under the creep again, Void Rays focusing down everything to the safety of these Spine Crawlers, the relative safety of it. Lurkers burrowing, one ends up dead. And then VampyWorm just dancing back on out, and no, he's going for it here, yoinking in Void Rays, 1 Void Ray, 2 Void Rays falling. The Adepts in the front absorbing a lot of the damage as well. The Lurkers, though, Lurker Spines tearing through everything. VampyWorm losing a lot of stuff, a lot of Zerg blood as well here on the creep at the same time. Production tab shows a lot of Adepts, so VampyWorm going late game Adepts here. Surprisingly enough, Hydralisks on the way as well, continuing to make probes to make up the ones that were lost. These probes are still alive, but they are idle. They should probably get to work somewhere. Over here, looks like they could be used. Probably over here as well. Maybe down here. I don't know. There are places they can go. But instead, they are idle. Another base here, again, has been established for TifAeris. Probably might as well go here and here. Really low on mineral count, though. If we were looking at that number here. 50 Harvesters, which is less than you would want. Or fewer than you would want. You'd probably want closer to 70 in this late game against Protoss. But continuing to make Vipers, I think he's worried about another attack. See, that's the thing about Zerg, is you can really mass produce workers, but when you do it, you're scared that the Protoss army is here and you'll need those units to live. But in this case, I think it would have been smarter to just make a huge swell of drones to saturate these bases. This base has nothing getting minerals at all. This would help him so much. TifAeris trying to take I don't even know what that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th base. Down here at the bottom left, I don't know if VampyWorm is just checking it for the sake of checking it, but he's going to kill that base absolutely no problem. Force a cancel at least. Does he force a cancel? No, just dies. No cancel, no refund. So our death ball looking okay. We have a lot of Adepts. We have Immortals. We have Void Rays coming on up. These Spine Crawlers are really no match whatsoever. Going after the Spore Crawler, trying to kill a Void Ray, not going to happen. Individual spines being smashed down by the Immortals and the Stalkers in the back. The army trying to respond. Response time a little bit late. We're losing a lot of workers here. Down to 30 total drones. Now down to less than that even. And VampyWorm, is he going to back out? He might be. I don't know if he wants to go down that ramp. It's a little bit scary. Another yoink, possibly. Disruption Nova. Boom. Purification Nova. Disruptor. Woo! Just heading back up the left side. The right side is dangerous, though. TifAeris trying to burrow in some lurkers. VampyWorm wants nothing to do with that, though. And it's just going to head on back home. So he's looking okay. He's got mining bases here, here, and here. He has pretty good gas income. He has a lot of minerals in the bank. 146 supply, 149 now. Yoinking an individual Void Rays. Purification Nova. Oh my gosh, that was brutal. 10 kills there. We yanked in the Void Rays, but there wasn't anything to kill them because all the Hydras were dead. How many Hydras have died here in this game? 92 Hydralisks have died in this game. That's a lot of Hydras. That is just very sad news for all the Zerg players in the world. Alright, so Vampy going up against Lurker, Hydra, Viper. What's he going to do is the question. Disruptors, man. 10 kills. 0 kills on that one. Get in the action, Disruptor. You are a shame to your entire species or race or whatever it is. Look out, Viper. One ends up dead. But that high ground advantage is coming to VampyWorm. Coming around the backside, though, Hydras can melt this base pretty darn quickly. Vampy has to go the long way around to try and save it. He can't just send the Void Rays because there are a lot of Hydras here. Hydras, what are you doing? There we go. Now they're coming up. This Nexus is going to fall, but again, mining bases are looking pretty good for Vampy. I don't know that he cares too much about losing this Nexus or this assimilator, to be entirely honest. Run! Run! No, TifAeris comes up, loses 2 lurkers immediately, but the spines are chasing Vampy. Vampy gets out of there. There's a small probe transfer, about 12 or so probes back up here to this base. They're going to long distance mine for just a little bit. But again, that's the problem. Like, TifAeris has not known about the bases. Doesn't know about this base, doesn't know about this base. I guess he knows about this base because the Overlord is scouting it. But man, just send up some lings. Is he still not mining from here? Still not mining from here. Has idle drones. He could just transfer to minerals, no problem, but he's just so low. 300 and 300. TifAeris is just desperate for money at this point. He has the hatcheries, right? Look at this. Has hatcheries with minerals available, but he's not mining from them. I don't know what's going on here. VampyWorm again houses upgrades doing +3, +3, +1 still. They're going for a base raise. I don't know if that's going to work for you, TifAeris. I really don't. Lurkers burrow up, say, these look like some juicy pylons I'm going to kill. The Hydra's saying, boy, I wish we could jump or fly. Going up that cliff would be really nice, but it's not going to happen. And hey, look at that, Ling attack. What was I talking about earlier? A Ling attack to this base that has been scattered out accidentally by TifAeris. Adepts warping in, though. No, don't go after. Don't go after the Nexus. You'll never get it. They're not going to get it. Alright, so Lurkers here are burrowing. Probably should kill that Disruptor, and indeed they do. But the army for VampyWorm has taken out this hatchery. No problem whatsoever. No opposition at all. This base is definitely alive with 95 hit points. All the probes as well. Hydras sniping down this Nexus. Boop! A lot of probes dying at the same time, but only 6 drones. 6 total drones are left for TifAeris. Trying to kill what he can. I think if he headed right here. Nope, left is bad. Go right. TifAeris, go right. Go east. Oh no, he's going to get caught in a bad spot without his lurkers. Hydras, look out. Hydras will at least be on attack move. Hydras. Hydras, no. Now they're just running. Oh my gosh. Oh my Hydras. Lurkers burrowing here on the top of the ramp, going after production buildings. Gateways are falling. What are you doing? And all the Hydras just melt. Blinding Cloud going down doesn't do anything at all of an effect. But Lurkers on the high ground are pretty good. Disruption shots, killing those 2 Lurkers, no big deal. Lurkers on the high ground still taking out individual gateways and pylons. Robo facilities falling at the same time. This base is still mining though. And we still only have 3 drones for TifAeris. Once this army is cleaned up, I think that's it for our Zerg player here at the 29-minute mark. Pylons falling left and right. A lot of stuff is depowered. VampyWorm says, here we go. That's right. Bringing in the Void Rays with prismatic alignment. Lurkers cannot shoot up. Sadly for them, every single one of these guys are going to die. The Observer revealing their location to the Void Rays. And that's it. TifAeris calls the GG. VampyWorm is victorious, and TifAeris has left the game. So, wow, 29-minute PvZ on Ruins of Seras. The Void Rays look like to be the answer to lurkers for VampyWorm. Anyway, they did pretty well for themselves. A lot of lurkers died in this game. 32 lurkers, 125 Hydras died in this game. 12 Void Rays. Oh, 10 Disruptors died. That's a higher number than I would have expected. 37 Stalkers, 53 Adepts, 5 Archons as well. I really think the swinging points were here when the Hydras came along. They were not on attack command. They just got killed as they walked past the entire army for VampyWorm. I think, too, not recognizing the bases that were up for VampyWorm the whole time really was a problem at the same time. I don't think... No, TifAeris never, ever scouted out this base at all. He was close right here, but never came close enough to seeing it. So that hurt as well. So just let that be a lesson to you, watchers. Go ahead and scout every single base. Make sure ninja bases don't exist for your opponent, or you will lose like TifAeris here. So this has been FalconPaladin with yet another daily Blizzard upload. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, all at /FalconPaladin. And until next time, as always, you take care of yourself.